We appreciate you joining us for another episode. My name is Jillian. We have Keegan, Anusha, and Kovan.
Hello.
And tonight's topic is, it's right around that time. We have tax season coming around. And our message to you out there is to stop returning your tax returns.
Could you please stop giving the man back the dollars as soon as you get them?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you only knew that you could be doing something so much more than running to the store and giving away them thousands of dollars you probably took somebody else's kids on tax return. Okay, we're gonna.
But even before that, could you please either learn to do your taxes yourself, or ask your mother, brother, sister, auntie, someone to fill them out for you, and wait the 2 weeks to get your check direct deposited into your bank account, or onto that little card that they will give you.
Absolutely. And I'm sorry, go ahead. A little background. So, because some of you may be saying, what is this barrage? Where is this coming from? And how is this relevant to living single while parenting? But the reality is that those people who are getting these thousands plus in their returns, it's because you filed a child.
Yes.
Right.
And the majority of people filing children are single parents. And, a lot of times when we talk about issues that single parents face, monetary issues always rise to the forefront. Mm-hmm. So here you have this month of February or late January, February, March all the way to April 15th is the cutoff.
April 15th.
Mm-hmm. And you are getting checks for 5, 6, 7, even more thousands of dollars. And the consensus here is it's just really, really irresponsible to get that hot little check in your hand and you're instantly in Target or Walmart or any of these stores buying. How many flat screen TVs can you own?
What is wrong with not having a flat screen TV? What's wrong with the tube TV? What makes it, the picture may be a little clearer on that HD, but if the flat, the other one works just as well, what's the difference?
May I interject? I believe I know part of the problem. As a person who grew up with nothing, we didn't have a lot. When a person with nothing gets money...
Who is we? You talking about yourself, your family?
My family, I'm talking about poor people in a very general sense.
I don't represent the poor people, so I'm going to get schooled right now.
Okay, please, get your notepad out. You spend a lot of time trying to steal some joy from the misery of not having much. When those tax returns come, some people feel like, oh my God, I got $50,000. I'm not living from paycheck to paycheck just for this moment. And there are things you see. Now, they know they're going to be broke after. I just had this conversation 2 weeks ago. They know they're going to be broke afterwards. They know they're not going to have any money. They know they're going to be right back to where they were, working wherever they are, or not working wherever they are. But the fact is that it might drive you crazy if you don't find some satisfaction with the money that you're getting. I'm not saying it's responsible. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm saying I do have a scope, a small scope of understanding. When you don't have much, you really want some joy. If every time you got money, you paid bills and never got anything for yourself, you'd be a crazy person.
But that's where I get confused, is when people that are brought up poor and they actually get the money, they spend it so foolishly. You're supposed to know, you grew up poor, it's an opportunity to save, your values are supposed to kick in. Not having is supposed to trigger some good values. I always get confused when...
I hate to keep bringing it always back to slavery, but this goes back to slavery times when they get that dollar or whatever the master gives to them. First thing they do is go out and buy this shiny hat. Did you read it?
Yes, I did.
The flashy hat with the feather in the top. You have to show off that you have more than this next person.
Well,
why? What's the point?
And I understand that, and I understand what you were saying, how there's a disconnect because you don't understand it. Live it, and it will come to you.
Thank you.
And I don't mean go out and get poor. I'm saying, I give them all this money. What I am saying is this. I know from personal experience, when I say we grew up, my parents were on welfare. We grew up in a project-ish neighborhood and things around us were poor. When we got some money, it was like, let's have some joy. Because money doesn't buy happiness, but it sure keeps
But you know what, Kovan, that's not even just my issue. A lot of times you find a lot of poor parents complain that their child isn't doing as well as they should do academically because they don't have the things that these rich parents can afford to give to their children.
Right.
So then what burns me is you now have a check for 5, 6, 7, however many thousands of dollars. And you're complaining about what your child doesn't have. So go out and buy a computer for your child. Go out and buy some books for your child. Go out and buy whatever technological or academic, whatever item that you think your child needs. But don't get that money and flat screen and True Religion
buying
and
up
crap
the
it
bar.
out.
Buying up the bar.
You know what I'm saying?
Please don't buy up the bar
That's
this year.
That's an actual phrase.
It is a phrase. Please do not buy up the bar this year.
Like they're buying drinks for everybody?
Drinks for everybody.
Well,
Buying up the bar.
Let's not disconnect. There are plenty. I'm pretty sure there are plenty of responsible people who are getting these $1,000 doing something with it. I don't want to make them feel excluded because there are people who are put the money aside. I have to know.
On this panel.
But I don't see a nickel. But
you're a man, so it's a little different, unfortunately, for you. Maybe if you would have stayed and married a woman and been a father in the house with the children, then you would have checked because it would be a joint. I'm just saying.
Bring it back.
Back to single parents.
But what I am saying is this: for those of you getting this money, and you know your kid needs things, I know you want to kick it. I know you want to go out. I know you want to hang out with your dad.
You want that little beater.
You want to get that car your friend trying to sell you for 3 months. You're like, man, hold on to it. You can just $2,000. The heat don't work in it.
Wait,
a bad
one more
place.
thing. I'm sorry. Say no to the rims, please. This is Chicago.
I think we need to clap that.
You can only have rims on your car for like 4 months. You don't need rims.
Oh, you have to take
that
them off.
especially the.
That signals immaturity to me.
Yes.
To wanting rims or buying up the bar and all that stuff. You, as a grown-up, as a parent,
that's short.
A single parent, you're supposed to know that this child is going to need something a couple months down the line, or you will need something to fall back on.
And again, those are absolute truths. The only problem is, what is the mental mind state?
Immaturity.
Of a person.
It is immaturity.
No, that's for sure. I don't deny that in no way, shape, form, or fashion. Buying things you don't need, like
as old people say, it's money is burning a hole in your pocket. You know, you get this money, and it's like, ooh, what do I do with it first? Instead of sitting down and taking time to plan. Okay, if I put away $3,000 of this into a rainy day fund. Because it could show up and start raining in about May or June.
My brother would say, "Oh, Mr. Hard Times coming."
Right.
So I gotta put something away from this.
Put that away in case something happens. You might have to suddenly move.
Right.
Something may happen where you might have to go and buy something that's really expensive, like I don't know.
This should be an education.
Cars break down.
This should be an education to talk to kids in school about a serious money man. I ain't talking about just taking a business class where you learn how to do. I'm talking about. I think there should actually be I'm talking about from the time they start registering what to do with finances in a way that.
The thing is, they're not going to teach that to black children. I hate to keep going that way because we are the consumers in this industry.
We're the biggest consumers.
We're giving them the money.
McDonald's is afloat because of us.
But you know what? Even if the school doesn't teach it, which my school actually does, some of my students, they had a consumer ed project that they were working on. And it was showing them like how to write a check, how to balance your checkbook, what your bills are going to cost. They have to actually do the research and find that you want to have a car. Well, why don't you find out how much insurance costs for your age if you're trying to get a car? But so that this doesn't seem to just be putting people down, because I realize that not knowing how to manage your money, it's a real thing. And I think it could start, something that you said, it's like a poor people problem.
And
they have this, they have this hot check. So it could start by, if we're going to be solutions oriented, by living within your means. Like it starts right there, because
it starts with the mentality. Stop worrying about what somebody else has that you don't. Please.
Currently I'm reading Booker T. Washington, Up From Slavery. And this guy, I mean, he grew up in slavery, poor, and he invented the Tuskegee Institute. But he always went back to his humble beginnings and said, yes, I have this now, I developed this, I helped implement this, but this was happening at one point and I'm grateful for this. He was more mature about the the money he was receiving, the recognition he was receiving, because he knew the circumstances he came from.
Mm-hmm.
Those times, that's absolutely correct, but those times were extreme different. You desired
Currently, it's an extreme situation.
Well, I mean, when his time came on, he desired to be saved because there was an extreme oppression, not like it is now. The oppression was greater on him. So there was a stronger drive to have his thing in balance.
So you're saying that we lack that drive now?
Yes. My grandfather used to tell me, I think he went to school, I don't want to misquote it, but I think he only went to school to like 3rd or 4th grade, and he had to stop. Like most men did. My grandfather died in 2000. He was 86 or 87.
That's what's up.
He had to work. And he said, a man ain't nothing without an education. He used to say this to us all the time because that was if he could have done it, he would have done it because he knew you needed that. The disconnect now is things are a lot easier for us.
Not really. I mean, some kids
you can get a lot of things without working for it. But it's on the
glide by. You can glide by. So all I have to say is that when these people get these checks, if they had the drive to we need to do some better things to better our situation and not worry about the right now, that would change. But people are worried about right now because that's what's in front of you. Yeah, I paid my light bill and I'm going out. But wait a minute.
But why can't you pay? I pay my light bill and go out.
Right, you got a light bill, but you got a light bill. You ain't going to get the same money next month, but you got a light bill, a cable bill, a gas bill, or whatever kind of bill you got next month. Your car need gas and maintenance, all those other kind of things. The kid might want some shoes.
But that's what I was going to say. Like, it would start with try living within your means. Because if you live within your means and you're not check to check, then that's extra money. Right. And you're not sitting there spending that money before the money even comes.
Right.
And then another thing, when you file for the money, don't file with your W-2s. Don't take out a loan against your money that was taken away from you because you were working. You're paying somebody $300 to $500 to get your money early. That is like I want to do your taxes. Point of fact, can you go to the fan page, Living Single by Parenting, and look me up $1 million? And I will give you a loan on your taxes just so I can take $300 to $500. It's an era of desperation. Just kind of settle down a little bit.
And it's a mentality that you can't defeat with adults. That's something they have to go into, which brings me back to kids. I'm talking you've got seniors on your hand. I'm talking about grammar school. I'm talking about 7th grade. Start implementing it.
But you're putting it on the teacher, man. The parent needs to instill that
value. But somebody's got to do it. Let's not.
The parent.
If the parent's not going to do it, can't the teacher go ahead and do it?
But then we're wearing too many hats. Do you know how many things they ask of a teacher?
They ask the teacher to be the babysitter, you the conscience, and the right and wrong,
the social workers, psychiatrists, the educator, the mother, the father. It's too many hats.
Yeah, but the teacher's only supposed to reinforce what the parent is teaching at home. They're not supposed to be.
I agree, but if we sit around throwing a stone at who's supposed to do it,
the parent is still going to be
lost. You can't make a parent do what they're not desiring.
You can't make a teacher either.
That is true, but a teacher that genuinely wants to see kids make it has that love in their heart to want to see them do something. That's what I'm trying to appeal to. The love to want to educate somebody. Go, your mama is really messing up.
You can't say that.
No, I'm not saying the same to the kid.
You can't say that.
I'm not saying that. Tell your mama to get it together. What's my problem here?
You can apply it.
All you can expect a teacher to do is be that role model and that example.
Exactly.
You can't exactly expect them to take such an interest because they have too many students.
Well, you said that, but I was fortunate. I had 2 teachers in my life that took the time to put me on the. Even though I was messing up, I don't know if I told y'all, but I ran the gauntlet at school. But my teacher put me on the path to have some things together. Mr. Chris and Miss Dixon, they took time. So it's in a teacher's heart. And all I'm saying to come back is that the appeal to see that these kids are going to be lost if their parents are not applying to them. You need to put money aside and stop buying unnecessary stuff like T-shirts with freaking snowmen on them. Stop.
Is that a trend?
Oh, I'm sorry. This was a few years back. It was snowmen wearing diamonds on black T-shirts.
Oh, God.
And Fred Sanford with diamonds on his fingers talking about you big dummy. It was a terrible, terrible time.
If you can go back and say stop purchasing the rosaries and you're not Catholic, it's sacrilegious. Yes. Please stop doing that just because it's a trend. Yeah. But really, I really think the message that we want to impart is stop returning your tax returns.
Be more responsible with your money. It's your money. Don't be so quick to give it back.
And you're a role model to your children, so you have to teach them to save. They have to see that in you, so they themselves can not fall into wanting the true religion jeans, and because those jeans are expensive.
Like what? Jeans called
true religion. They're about $200 and something dollars.
Right. We won't get into that, but that's exactly.
Or your child lining up for Jordans at $100.
Here's an idea. Here's an idea.
Sit outside. We're gonna be Jordans.
Getting shot.
Right. It came out already previously.
Right.
Oh my God.
Here's an idea. Since you're getting this money due to your earned income tax credit from your child. It's something for your child. Do it.
And call it getting expensive.
Call it expensive. Do a little something on the side for yourself, yes, but limit it. You know, keep that rainy day fund.
I know them
Put
shoes.
together a child, college fund.
I know them brand new shoes, new Jordans or whatever shoes got some fancy heels on it. To you. But if you spend $300 on 2 pairs of those, the child ain't gonna have no nice shoes and some background. Give him something. Have something loft on, something fall off. I got that.
Put some money away. There's nothing wrong with putting some money away, because I guarantee you that you will have a moment where you need it.
It will rain.
Take the child to the bank with you and open up an account with the child.
That's
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. You know, so I mean, there's so much more that we can say about it, that clearly we can't confine it to these 15 or so minutes. So, again, this wasn't to come down on you. But if you do need some help managing your money and you want some tips or anything, you can.
Or you have some advice.
Or if you have some advice, I don't need your advice.
I'm terrible, but
I'm just saying.
Just to spread it around.
We thank you. Join us again.
Thank you.